finished well, on my 17th birthday, actually I started bugging my mother at the age of 16, because I wasn't doing too well in school. There was 7 of us. I'm the oldest child. And so I started bugging my mom about joining the service so I can help with the other 6, my brothers and sisters. My father had passed, and my mother, you know, she was catching a pretty hard time trying to raise 6 children. So that was a good excuse. I promised her that I'll finish school and I'll do everything, you know, what you promised mom, what you, you know, probably do some, you know, we can talk to her mother. And so she signed for me. My birthday was on March the 27th, March the 27th. On April the 6th, I was sworn in. Went to basic training in Fort Belvoir, in Fort Riley, Kansas. And from Fort Riley, Kansas, I was transferred up to Fort Belvoir. Of all things, for demolition and booby trapping. I mean, you know. Anyway, I didn't finish that course. That probably saved my life, because the war in Korea broke out, but they wasn't calling it a war. It was a police action. So most of the guys that was in that particular class, you know, we all decided we wanted to go overseas. We wanted a chance to travel, and you know, and eventually we were like 17, 18 years old at the time. White and blacks and Latinos, right? Quite a few Mexican Americans. So we, on December, I'm just fast forwarding. On December the 4th of 1950, I was in Incheon. That was during the height, that was right shortly after the Chinese had entered the war. So the United Nations Army was in full retreat. That was a real sight to see. The first memory that I have, whenever I reflect back on that particular incident, we landed in Incheon, and it was nothing but mud holes and partial buildings. Everything was bombed out. The Marines had went through, and they had made an amphibious landing through that, you know. The first thing we noticed was trucks, vehicles, 2.5-ton trucks. And I noticed one of those vehicles, we thought it was duffel bags until it moved up closer to us. And we saw it was stacked with, I didn't know at the time, the bodies of American soldiers that they managed to get out. It was covered with canvas, and when they got up close enough to them, there was a pretty good breeze, and the wind blew up part of one. And we saw that it was soldiers. You know, I don't think they had body bags back in them days. So they were just stacked up. Anyway, it was about 15 to 20 below zero at the time. So, you know, it was froze. All of them, everybody was froze. So we began looking at each other. You know, like, man, this ain't like it is in the movie. And so they began calling out names. And I noticed in the group that I was in, we were all black. So we said, oh man, what's up? You know, somebody's doing something here. Something up. So they transferred us, we drove. On the way up front, we noticed retreating soldiers coming back. Some of them guys had no shoes, half dressed, and we're talking about 10 to 15 below zero. And wounded, carrying wounded, walking wounded, carrying walking wounded. And every so often you get a chance to ask some of the guys coming and say, what's happening up there? I said, man, they're all over the place. You know, so you know, you keep on. So anyway, I finally came to a stop. We was 8 miles south of Pyongyang, which is the capital of North Korea. And I finally was assigned to my office, which was 24th George Company, 1st Platoon, 1st Squad. And I remained with that particular platoon and the first squad for 9 months. See, I can't talk too much about anything else to y'all because all we did was fight every day and every night. In the daytime, we would counterattack, and at night, when we were on the defense, they would, the Chinese would counterattack at night, and they would get about as close to us as this young lady with the white on before you even see them. They crawl right up on you. They were good fighters, excellent fighters. Of course, we didn't admit that then. I guess we were pretty good ourselves. Now, you got to put a pin on me because sometimes I get to talking too much. Sometimes I don't talk enough because, you know, it was 33 years before I even spoke of anything. I never told my family what we actually did there. You know, how can you tell your mama that you were fighting in a war? And everybody had guns, and everybody was shooting, and you killing people. But mostly you killing other soldiers, and they didn't want to die no more than we did. I never had any hatred for them. I can't recall being hatred. It was just that either you fight or you die. It was just that simple. You couldn't leave. If I could have left, I would have left the next morning. But you know, there's no way you're there. So you follow orders, you keep up, you keep your weapons clean. And if you straggle, one of the first warnings we got as replacements was this: keep up. If you fall behind, we can't go back and get you. I'm not going to send anyone back to get you. So you keep up. I kept up. What gets you through is attitude, like what you were saying about how you charge right into the enemy. It's, you know, you get at it. It's like playing football, really. You know, you're kind of nervous in the beginning, and when the kickoff comes, and then you all out, you ready, you know. You don't never, you know, it's like one of the most important things to you is like how your comrades see you die. I know this sounds silly, crazy, really. But that's the last memory that anyone is going to have of you. You're the ones who survive, that see you, they'll get it. So they can, who knows, maybe 40 years or 30 years after that, they may meet one of my family members. And they say, oh yeah, I knew Curtis Morrow. He was, yeah, I remember when he got it. You know, so they can tell them how I died. You know, so that's something, you know, you got to keep yourself going on. You know, you just sort of inspire. I never talked about it because the reason why we don't talk about our experience is because we don't want to encourage other young people to join. Because the only impression I had of war before going was what I saw in the movie. And most of the movie stars, you know, they never died. You know, they never even served a day in anybody. You know? So, you know, we didn't find that out until after we got there. So you just, you know, that's some of the attitudes you get. So I'm just saying all that to say, war is the last result. When everything else fails, that's when war should be declared. You know, like the Second World War. Civil War, Revolutionary War, 1876. You know, we could just about count on our hand how many. And the other point I like to bring out is, it's not the military that make war. I think I saw yesterday on PBS station where the guy said, how do you put it? Oh, he put it like this. He said, old man with money make war. Poor man with no money fight them. So we used to say, old man make war, young man fight them. And then as an aftermath, it was 3 years after the war before I stopped drinking. I mean, you try to forget it. You can't forget it, and you can't talk to anybody about it. Back in my days, in our day, I see some of the old timers out here. We didn't call it post-traumatic stress. It was shell shock first. Shell shock, and then in Korea, it was battle fatigue. But so that's crazy. So you don't want to, you know, you just don't even go down. Like now it's a little better for the returning veteran. The other thing is some of the wounds that's inflicted now would have been death then, because now we have helicopters. You know, we didn't, in fact, I think they just started the helicopters during the Korean War, and then Vietnam and up to today. You're dead, you died there. It takes at least 4 men to carry 1 man off a hill in a case of a wound. So that means 5 men out of action. They can't do anything except, so you become target to whoever the enemy is, carrying them down. So you can't always rescue the man. When you're on the front, so the only thing you see or you hear is maybe a grunt. That's a fatal wound. And you hear, you see them hit the ground, but you keep moving. You can't stop to rescue your buddy, even if it's your brother. You have to keep moving forward in order to protect it. Otherwise, you know. The worst thing, I guess, one of the worst things is to have to retreat. And usually when you retreat, it's going to be more of them than there is you. You know, and there's more incoming than there is outcoming. But that's the time to move out. So you move out just far enough to get reorganized, because your people is back there stopping you. You know, the only way you get off the front line, it's easier now, I think. The only way you get off the front line is wounded. And you got to have a stateside wound. That means a broken bone, or you just completely out of it. So those are some of the things that they probably don't tell us now. You know. The military is good. I like it. I like everything except the part in Korea, in the war. You know, after the service, after my duty in Korea, I returned to the States. I got home for that Christmas of '51, and they were going to station me. This is where the racists come in at. You're safe longer you're on the base. The moment you step off the base, this is some of my commanding officers. Look, we will advise you to take off your uniform when you leave the camp, because otherwise you're going to run into somebody going to come up and call you to work, and they're going to, you know, so you're going to have to, it's up to you. So you got to decide whether or not you want to do that. Back of the bus, we had to deal with all that stuff. You know, I couldn't understand it, being born and raised in Chicago. I mean, so anyway, I had to adapt. So in order for me to, I still had 2 more years to go. So I returned to, I signed a waiver and went back overseas. There where I was stationed in Airborne. I liked that. That was about a little over 2 years. That was good. You get extra $50 a month. I was with the 8087 Airborne Resupply and Packing Company. Well, actually with the 8081st. And we would make airdrops and jump once a month, and we used to eat that up, you know. And, you know, all young people, the oldest one was like 29 years old. That was in combat. Yeah, cut it up, right on, okay. Yeah, so anyway, that's part of my tale. I wrote a couple of books here. It took about 40 years before I decided to write the book. One is, what's the commie ever done to black people? And now, just about 2 months ago, I had opportunity to write an e-book. The e-book title is Black Warriors in Korea. Since everybody likes the word warrior. Now in war, everybody's warrior, even the enemies. And we all say everybody's warrior, but anyway, that was it for me. So those 2 books, and in fact, I'm gonna close on this here. You can check out my name on Facebook. I got hip to all the www peoples too. And check out Curtis Kojo Morrow on Facebook, Amazon.com, and just that takes you a lot of stuff. And I want to appreciate, show my appreciation to Brother George here and the Buffalo Riders here, because, and all the different peoples who honor us, really. So we think about you guys, you know, that you spend your money, I mean, and as the Buffalo called, if we don't write our history and pass on our history, I mean, it's just watching somebody else write your history.
Right.
I mean, they're busy writing their own history. Yeah. So I'll leave you on that note, and thank you very much for listening.
I can move.
Oh, sit down.
At this time, our President Melinda is here, and she'd like to say a few words before she has to depart.
That thing never stopped.
All right.
She's got a big short actually come out and be with us, so we appreciate that.
Brevity is the name of the game. Wow. Good afternoon. How are you? Good to see you. Thank you for coming today. Good to see you. Thank you for coming. Good to see you. Gento, how are you?
Thank you.
Good to see you. How are you, sir? And you're the family?
Yes.
Awesome. Good to meet you. I had to come for such a wonderful occasion. Thank you so much.
That's mine.
This is yours?
Yeah, that's mine.
Oh, okay.
He's gonna go out and see the batteries.
I left my prepared words because it's not about me.